Katherine Noh loves team sports. When she isn't on the soccer field, you can find her playing volleyball and basketball. She likes the bond she forms with her teammates and the action of team sports. Then, last year at the basketball regional finals, something happened that changed everything.
So I'm playing basketball, and then as a power forward, my job is to go for a rebound. So as I'm going for the rebound, I'm pulling the ball in and shaking off my fender. And then while shaking off the fender, another one, a really tall girl, around 6'4", reaches in, and I continued to hold on to the ball, and then she kind of flung me away. So hugging onto the ball, I wasn't able to protect my head for the fall. So as I fell, I hit my head first onto the ground, and I had a concussion.
When Katherine hit her head, she was dizzy and confused, and sounds were suddenly very loud. But since there were only a few minutes left, and it was the final game of the season, she shook it off and got right back in the game.
So after the game, we had our little pep talk outside in the hallway. And then in the middle of the pep talk, I don't know what happened, but my head just started ringing, and the sounds were all buzzing. And then finally I just broke down in tears, and I was shaking, and I didn't really know what to do, and I was unable to speak. I was very emotional. I was just bawling my eyes out, and I was what's happening?
Katherine's coach and the other players knew there was something wrong, but they weren't sure what had happened.
They were trying to hydrate me. They thought I was dehydrated. But he's just just in case you should go to a hospital, and other parents were suggesting that. But then I finally kind of shook them off, and then I was no hospital, because it just overwhelms me, because it's scary and I'm not comfortable there.
Instead, Katherine's mom took her to the family doctor.
I went to my family doctor's because he was my doctor since I was born, so I'm really comfortable with him. So in the car ride there, which was maybe 15-20 minutes long, I was still crying, and my mom was yelling at me. She was "Katherine, stay with me, count to 10 over and over again."
Katherine's doctor quickly identified that she had likely suffered a concussion.
He was checking my ears, he was checking my eyes out, and then finally he's just yeah, she has a concussion. And I was no. And then he wanted me to take a full year off of sports and any activity that involves moving my head around.
At first, Katherine didn't take her concussion too seriously.
I didn't really want to stay home because I just wanted to make other people think I was okay so I can go back into sports. I didn't go to school for the next day, but the day after, I went to school and everyone was "Are you okay?" But then I went home halfway through the day because my head was pounding, and I just felt so drowsy, and I felt I was lagging. And then when I got home, I just started to puke and vomit, and then my head was hurting, and the sound, and I was "Turn off the TV, oh my gosh, it's so loud." And she's "It's barely even on."
Katherine's symptoms continued in the coming months.
I was really sensitive to sound, and then light. The light was really bright on me. I was hot, and I was "Oh no, it's so hot, Mom." And headaches every day, so it was impossible for me to concentrate, but I tried.
In time and with rest, Katherine began to improve and make small steps to return to activity.
I went back to school because I really didn't want to miss out on school, and it was my grade 8 year, so I didn't want to miss my grad trip, obviously. So teachers still gave me work, but they didn't really pile projects onto me.
But even then, it was difficult to resist the temptation to jump back into activity too quickly.
So during our lunch break, I'd go outside, take the fresh air, and then watch everybody go play basketball or volleyball around. Or my favorite, they'd be playing soccer, and they'd be "Katherine, come," and I'm I can't. And then I sometimes sneak into the game, and I'd kick the ball, and then my teachers would be "Katherine, no," because I really didn't want to make a big deal out of it. So I'm "Yeah, I'm fine, guys, don't worry," and I was pushing them away.
Katherine's reaction was a common one. When she was on the field or court, she always played hard and never considered that she could injure herself.
During sports, I'm usually "Don't worry, everyone will back off, and probably I'm not gonna get hurt, because what are the chances that I'm gonna get hurt?"
And after her concussion, she didn't imagine that it would affect her the way it did. After all, everything she knew about concussion, she had learned from movies and TV.
Just the movies where you hit your head and you're "Oh no, don't worry, I'm okay," and they spring back up, and they're "I'm fine, guys," and they skip away. It's not like that. That was the worst time in my life, the concussion. I don't want to get another one.
Don't learn about concussion the hard way. Know what to do and keep your head in the game. If you or someone you know is injured while playing sports, don't hide it. Learn more about concussion at coach.ca.